The Queen's representative in Canada, the first to sign a book of condolences. She says the Queen will always have a place here.
She called Canada her second home.
Mary Simon made history, becoming Canada's first Indigenous Governor-General, and in March met the Queen for the first time.
Her Majesty said to me, "Be gentle with yourself." I've come to understand her words to mean that while we should work hard on the issues that matter, we should also take time to pause.
The Prime Minister reflected on his 45-year relationship with the Queen.
She was one of my favorite people in the world, and I will miss her so.
Justin Trudeau was a small child when he first met Queen Elizabeth. Back then, his father was Prime Minister.
Very nice to see you again.
Over the decades, Trudeau came to know her well and to respect what she offered Canada. In March, they met for the last time.
I will so miss those chats. She was thoughtful, wise, curious, helpful, funny, and so much more.
The Queen's been ingrained in Canadian politics since the 1950s.
I feel proud and happy to be Queen of such a nation.
12 Canadian Prime Ministers have served under her. The interim Conservative leader wrote the Queen's passing marks the end of an era. The NDP leader noted her role beyond her public duties.
Mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. And the loss of an elder in the family is a very dramatic and traumatic loss.
Protocol dictates a 10-day period of mourning for the Queen, who visited this country 23 times, more than any other. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
This is a good time to bring in our chief political correspondent, Rosie Barton. Rosie, you've been tracking that political reaction all throughout the day and how some of the days ahead will unfold in this country. What can you tell us?
Well, Adrienne, the government's cabinet retreat that was happening in Vancouver, obviously overtaken by events today and some key announcements delayed. But there are some protocol issues the government must turn its attention to now. We are expecting cabinet to meet back here in Ottawa on Saturday in a meeting that will sort of parallel the accession council in Britain. That's the ceremonial process that proclaims the king as the next monarch. We're expecting, of course, the Prime Minister to travel to the UK and to be present for the funeral. The other party, though, that is dealing with how to respond to the death is His Majesty's loyal opposition, the Conservative Party of Canada. They, of course, are set to announce their new leader Saturday night, but there have been questions today about how that goes ahead. So the party is considering now, they say, an appropriate and respectful way to announce the results. They'll have more to say about that tomorrow.
Interesting. So there's so much reaction today from politicians. It was hard to keep track of it at one point. What struck you about that reaction?
Well, I think probably the same thing that struck you, Adrienne. I mean, this unity of the response that was certainly remarkable. Regardless of what people think about the monarchy, there were lots of kind, respectful words for the Queen today, a focus on her leadership on the world stage through many, many crises. What you heard time and again, though, is that every politician or leader have these deeply personal anecdotes about their interactions with the Queen. I know you're going to talk to some prime ministers about that, and being just a regular person with them. I think that certainly speaks to Her Majesty's ability to connect with them, and it certainly reflects public opinion polls in Canada that show Canadians appreciated the Queen as an individual, but that the monarchy may have a much more difficult road ahead in this country without her.
Indeed, those personal stories have been coming into us all day, Rosie. People just writing, hundreds and hundreds of people. So I certainly understand that. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adrienne.